What up, YouTube? Denny in Saigon. My name's Denny. I'm an American, but I live here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. It's another beautiful day. It's January 20th, 2020, so it's TET, the first day of TET. TET holiday. TET is Lunar New Year, the Lunar New Year based on the lunar calendar. And it's a big holiday here in Vietnam. It's a long holiday. It's basically they take a 2 or 3 week break. And most people in the cities go out into the provinces where they have relatives and they visit their families. Traffic is pretty sparse today. It's the middle of the afternoon, but as you can see, a lot of people have left the city. And it'll be like that for at least another week or two. They got decorations out and traditional foods, and they're doing a lot of partying, a lot of karaokeing, if that's a word. So the last day of TET, the last day of TET will be, the traffic will get real crazy. You'll see giant columns of traffic coming back to the city that night. But right now everybody's out traveling and relaxing, and the country it just pretty much closes down. A lot of things close down, and it's like a more slowed down pace. The school's closed down for 2 weeks, so I don't have any teaching for 2 weeks. And the public schools maybe 3 weeks. I'm not sure. I'm not teaching in the public schools. Couldn't really handle that. I started to do it, but they gave me a lot of hours, and I can only teach about 20 hours before I lose my voice. You can usually live pretty well off of 20 hours of teaching here. It's going to depend on you and your situation, but I have debts and I have child support. I have back support I'm paying, so I need a lot of money. It's hard for me to survive. This is a big intersection here. No problem. I went through a big traffic circle earlier. It was crazy. I don't usually do the recording when I'm going through killer traffic. So yeah, this lady's going to turn. I'm going to try to get around her. Can't always do that so easily with one hand. Okay, here we go. Be done. Just gotta go carefully across this intersection here. And somebody dropped their keys. No problem. No problem. After the 3 years of living here, I've gotten used to this. It's no problem for me. I grew up in Indiana, in the countryside. I've always had motorbikes and stuff since I was a little kid, so pretty natural for me. But the traffic and stuff, if you come here, even if you're really good on 2 wheels, it takes a minute to get used to the traffic here. It will take a little bit of getting used to. I broke my arm when I first came here because I wasn't prepared for the crazy stuff that they do. They'll do sudden crazy moves that you would never expect someone to do in traffic like this, right? But they'll do it. You might see someone in front of you just suddenly turn sideways to go across the road. They'll just park their bike sideways in all this traffic, and it's up to you not to hit them. So you really have to pay attention here. But this traffic is light. This is light traffic for Ho Chi Minh City, and for the middle of the afternoon. Because like I said, it's TET and everyone is out of the city. I'll try to go slow so you can see some more stuff. I don't really get to show everybody. I try to make these videos on the back of my bike, but sometimes I miss a lot of interesting stuff on the side of the road. There's a pizza company. There's a lot of shops and stuff right through here, and there's the mall. It's kind of like this, just all over the city in different places. They have everything, and it's all spread out into everything. But they do have certain streets where you can find like all kinds of stuff, usually. Like they have a street over in District 1 that's all tools, and then they have another street that's all bathroom fixtures. There's a lumber yard, I guess some metal shop, maybe a machine shop. They have manufacturing if you come to live here. One thing I like to tell people is if you do come to live in Ho Chi Minh City or live in Asia, pretty much Southeast Asia, they don't zone and stuff. So I live in the heart of the city inside, you know, with all the Vietnamese, and I'm pretty sure somebody's manufacturing in my building. There's you can hear pounding and stuff all day long, and that's common here. It's also common for people to step out in front of you on the streets and stuff. Craziness, unexpected things are common here. They have traditional foods and stuff for TET, so I was eating, they have cashew nuts, okay? Cashews are kind of a traditional food here. And also leeks, they have pickled leeks. I have to teach my kids about all the TET vocabularies. And I didn't know what leeks were, but they're pickled leeks. They're pretty delicious, really. And they have big flowers, flower markets and stuff during TET. So they sell a lot of flowers, marigolds, then they have peach blossoms and apricot blossoms. Check out this coffee shop. It's all lit up well at night. I was in a real nice one the other day over in District 12. Some of them are super nice, and they're a lot of fun to go in and hang out in. It's just, it's pleasant, and the waterfalls and stuff, the fish and all the shade, the decorations, it's just nice. And again, I have no point for making my videos. This is Denny in Saigon channel, and I just, it's my vlog, you know. I'm just making videos about my life. They're not polished productions. I'm not doing any pre or post processing. I'm just recording this and I'm uploading. I don't have a script. I'm just shooting from the hip here. I'm pretty much telling you, you know, how I feel, and I'm not covering too much up. I'm a genuine person. I'm a real person, and what you see is what you get with Denny. It's just my vlog, and it's just my life. So that's why sometimes I talk about my opinions and stuff. And I know if you're not into politics and stuff, you probably don't want to hear that. I don't want to ruin my channel by doing that. So, but sometimes I can't help myself. You can have a motorcycle if you come here. I personally think a motorbike is a little easier because, you know, parking and all that. And theft, also theft. They do have a lot of theft. I do know people who had nice motorcycles like that stolen here. Obviously, a place like this, a big city, you know, there's going to be some theft. There's not much in the way of violent crime. I kind of wanted to go down and see that. I should have turned back there. I went down this other street, but I'm going to go up a little ways and we make a left, I think. And there's not much in the way of violent crime. You don't really need a gun here, okay? You don't necessarily need to arm yourself, but, and I'm pretty sure weapons are illegal. I don't know. Probably everything's illegal, but you don't feel unsafe here. You feel very safe. If you got a motorcycle though, or something worth stealing, you know how criminals are. Criminal can always spot something of value, okay, when it comes rolling by. If you don't know that, maybe do, maybe don't. I'm not a cop. I was never a cop, but I did work loss prevention for Walmart for a while. I know a lot of cops. A lot of my friends grew up to become cops and stuff, and sometimes I think like a cop, maybe. I can spot a criminal too, probably. Cops, they can smell them, okay? A cop, if you're a criminal, usually a cop knows. He's gonna know. He's gonna know right away that he may not know what you did. He may not know what you're currently guilty of, but he knows. Trust me. Yeah. Let's see, where do I want to go? I want to explore a little bit for you. I don't know what's down there. I'm going to cross the road here. '69. I was born in '69. Teacher Denny was born in '69 in Indiana. So if you can imagine, little baby Denny laying on the carpet, you know, in front of the console TV, in my formidable years, sucking down Mountain Dew from a bottle, probably watching black and white television, mostly World War II, Vietnam War, and Land of the Lost, probably. I remember having dreams, very scary dreams that I could recall for my whole life. I'm pretty sure they were formed from the images of Land of the Lost. Remember that show? Let's see, where am I going? I don't know. I'm not really going anywhere, I'm just looking. Yeah, I thought dinosaurs were real when I was a kid. My students love dinosaurs. I try to teach them about dinosaurs. They can't really pronounce those words, but they can say dinosaur almost, some of them. Yeah, I love living in this city. It's a city full of friendly people. Vietnam is a great country. Real great country. I always talk about how much I love these people. They're very friendly, very kind, very hospitable people, and they're warm. They're genuine too. They're very genuine people. They are real, mostly. When I first came here, of course, I started meeting Vietnamese people, and of course, a lot of them were warning me about, because I was new here. Don't trust everyone you meet here. Yeah, thank you very much. I know that already, but you actually, I haven't met too many Vietnamese people that are not very kind. That you cannot trust. Most of them are very, very warm, and I feel like they're very good people. Let's see where I want to go. I could go this way. I'm not sure where it goes. Might get lost. What's it matter? Probably doesn't. I have all day. My wife's she's over in District 2, and she's walking the dog and doing some things. I wanted to buy some jam, not like in the USA, but jam from TET. It's like a traditional food they have here. It's a dried fruit, I guess. They have ginger jam and other kinds of jam. It's spicy and it's delicious. I guess I'll go this way. Maybe I can make it back up to Lake up. Oh. I want to make videos and show you around, but I don't get to. What I want to do really is show you, there's all these salons, right? I could just stop and put my phone and show you right into the salon where they have all these girls. All these young girls are doing their hair and they're gossiping. They're doing makeup. And I'm sure they'll all look up at me. Who knows what they'll say. There's a bunch of them. I go by them all the time. Like, here's one now. There are not too many people in there. Well, this looks familiar. I can't, they all look familiar. All these streets, like, they look the same, so you can get lost real easy here, right? It's so easy to get lost here. Let's see. Where do I want to go? I'm going to go this way, I think. Oh, he's got a flat tire. Yeah, it's a nice country of great people. And when I was a kid, like I said, my first impression of, my first knowledge of Vietnam, of course, was the Vietnam War. And I wouldn't have guessed maybe back then that things would turn out so well. But they have a rising middle class here. And I can honestly say people are happy. A lot of people are very happy. I mean, they don't have the same problems they have in the West. They have a different set of problems, I guess, but they're not the same as the West. It's a single culture here, mostly. Although there are a lot of foreigners in Ho Chi Minh City, by the way. A lot of people don't realize that. People ask me questions all the time, and a lot of people don't realize how many foreigners there are. And there are a lot of Americans here in Ho Chi Minh City. Most of them are concentrated in a small area in District 1 and 2, maybe District 3. This here is Lay Duc Tha. Again, this is kind of a main vein in the city. It goes all the way to where I want to go. Yeah, don't be afraid to come here and visit. Don't be afraid to come here, and especially like for me and my story, I was wow, that's inconvenient, huh? It's also a little noisy. It's very noisy in this city. This is a super noisy place. Asia's just noisy. Southeast Asia is crazy about noise. You'll have to get used to it. But I was single living in Indiana, you know, a small town, and I couldn't hang. I couldn't take it no more. I started meeting ladies and stuff, and I just couldn't meet anybody I wanted to, you know, or anybody that wanted me, actually. So I knew if I came here, I'd already known a lot of Asian girls, you know, I went to Thai Cupid and met like 100 girls in a week. Kind of knew then I was coming to Asia, eventually. The thing about it is, okay, the odds are not in your favor if you're living in a small town in the Midwest. You're a single middle-aged dude. The odds are against you, but if you move to an Asian city, a big city like this, then the odds are very much in your favor. And so, they have a lot of clothes here, and they make clothes, and they're cheap. When I go back to the USA, if I do go back, I may have to go back. I'm gonna have my wife send me clothes, and I'm gonna try to sell them online. And we figured out how to ship some clothes. We actually figured that out, so it's not terribly expensive. It maybe can be done. We're gonna try it. Can't ship electronics, but I can ship clothes. It's kind of small amounts, I guess. Kilo-sized amounts. Anyways, what was I talking about? If you're a single middle-aged dude and you want to meet a nice, attractive, sweet, genuine, wholesome lady, you can find them here in Southeast Asia, and you can find them here in Vietnam pretty easy. I came here and I told the story before, but let me tell you again how I went on to Tinder right when I first came here, and I had no money and I had nothing, and even my teeth were bad, and I met a really wonderful lady, right, maybe the first or second lady I met, you know, and I dated her for a while. Did not work out between us, unfortunately, but that's another story. But she was genuine and sweet, and she was definitely a keeper, you know. You're gonna meet them easily probably here in Asia, in Vietnam, I'm sure. In any size city like this, or even in the provinces have big populations here. Not like a small town in Indiana where I was a town of maybe 10,000 people. When I went down to Kai Lai town, I think there's about 500,000 people down there. You know, so even in the provinces and stuff, there's quite a few people here. I'm not sure. I think there's 65 million people in Vietnam, but it's a small country, really, as far as geographically. It's kind of I think it's a little smaller in California. I think. It reminds me of California a little bit because the way it has every kind of environment, but you just have to travel the country to see it all. It's a little bit flat in the south, but it gets mountainous in the middle. And they have beaches and stuff. I guess, I don't know how long this video has gotten. Might have lost control of it. Again, if my video's too big, I can't really, I can't do much with it. I gotta cut it up. And then I do gotta mess with it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna rotate it and upload it. And I'm gonna try to make a video every day during TET here. I have nothing else to do. I have absolutely nothing else to do. Well, work on my websites. I do that all the time. That's all I ever do, really. I'm watching YouTube, or I'm working on my websites, or I might be making a video. I'll tell you my personal situation about going home. I might have to go home, but I'm not going to talk about it too much right now. I'll talk about that more in another video. I might have to go back home. That's kind of a situation I can't control. Sometimes you can't control life, and that's the way it goes. Kind of sad about it, but on the other hand, I miss my kids a lot. I miss my boy a whole lot. My boy needs me. I really enjoyed seeing my boy and my grandkids and my daughters, my mom and my stepdad and my dad and everybody in my family. And I saw a lot of people, and I really enjoyed that, and I want to see those people again, really. I'd like to take my wife to the USA, but it's not easy. Not impossible. She kind of thinks it's impossible. It definitely is not impossible. But it's more tricky for me because I don't have a lot of money. That's a problem. That's going to be a problem for you in your life. If you don't have a lot of money, so don't make mistakes like I did and end up 50 without a lot of money. But let me give you some other advice. If you do happen to come here and you're looking for a lady and you're middle-aged like me and you do have a lot of money, and some of my friends do, okay, you're going to have to be real careful with your money when you come here. You probably know that already, okay? I have a friend who was married for the same amount of time as I was, 20 years. He's got a family too, and he had a lot of money, okay? He had a job and a business. He had a full-time job and a business, and he had a lot of money, and his wife ran off with another guy and most of his money. Okay, so that happens in life. It turns out life is not fair and life is cruel. So that's just a thing. If you're a middle-aged guy with money, you got to protect your money. I don't have to worry about protecting it. I don't got it. But I know people who've come here and spent a lot on a lady, her sister, and her mom. You know, and that'll happen. That'll happen. So don't do that. Unless you know you got the right girl, I guess. Whatever. Durians. You got dirt. I can smell it. Oh man. Do you like durian? You probably didn't see that. I should be going slower. I definitely should be going slower so you can see this. You probably can't smell it from where you're at, but you probably almost can. Durian is very pungent. They won't even let you on the bus with durian. Some people like it, some people don't. Let's see. I'm going to try to show you some traditional TET decorations if I see them. I'll try to make my way over to District 1 eventually here and show you, or some big park, so that you can actually see some TET decorations. I'm getting ready to go through a market. I'm not going to end the video until I go through the market here, and we'll see what I can show you. There's a guy crossing the road. I don't want to go in front of him, but I try not to go in front of him here, but sometimes you have to. This is a crazy place to drive, man. If you tried to pull over on the side of the road, you'd have to be real careful because you don't know what's coming. I mean, one time I'm riding like this, just like I am now, and I tried to pull over on the side, and a guy went between me and the curb with a ladder, just about wiped us all out, you know. And he was like full speed too, just like this guy, only with a big ladder on the other side. Yeah, it can happen. Anything can happen here in traffic. So, oh, some flowers. Some TET flowers. And here's some TET decorations. Just a little bit. Spinning out a little bit in the dirt. And here's some sexy clothes. And these women wear these clothes just like that too. They look just like the mannequins, let me tell you. Even better. Even better. Yeah, it's a great country. Great place. Don't be afraid to come here. Don't be afraid to come here on vacation and go check out Bui Vien. Go check out. There's a lot of other things to check out in Vietnam that I haven't, even talked about. The world's largest cave is in Vietnam somewhere. I'd love to see that. And, Hanoi is great. I've seen it on video. I've never been there, but heard it's nice. A lot of nice coastal towns, coastal cities that people really love. Hue and Nha Trang. Some foreigners like to come here and take motorbikes and travel the country. It's dangerous, very risky, but it can be done. Probably is at least as risky as, parachuting out of an airplane, I'd say. A lot of people do come here and get killed. It's statistically very likely that if you die early here, it's going to be traffic. I've already looked up the numbers, but I can't recall them for you, but it's serious business. That's not why I came, though. I came just to meet a lady. I had to meet somebody, and I knew if I come here to live. A lot of guys, in the West, they will do the K1 visa thing, and they meet a lady online. I don't like online relationships. Those don't work out, so they meet a lady online, then they fly over here and meet her for a couple weeks, and then they decide to marry her or whatever. I could fall in love with a lady online, yes I can, but I can't tell if she's real or not. Stuff falls apart online. It's just not going to work. I knew I had to come over here and meet a lady, and it had to be, real deal, the real deal. If I come over here and live, I could meet somebody and live with her, and I know it would work out. Or it's more likely to work out. So I think my wife and I are going pretty good. We have hard times because I don't have a lot of money in. So it's just the way it goes. But she's a good girl, so she probably isn't going to leave me. And you can meet a nice lady here. I can vouch for that. I got to see my wife in her ao dai the other night. She put on her ao dai. That's their traditional outfit. They look real nice in their traditional outfits. And my wife, she's, you know, she's a pretty sexy little thing. She doesn't have a beautiful face, but she has a great body. She has a really nice body, and she's a tiny little thing. And that's common here. A lot of girls here have nice bodies. A whole lot. Denny loves girls, that's for sure. Denny loves girls. Some dudes love cars. Some dudes love dogs. Some dudes like guns. The Amish dudes like horses. But Denny likes girls. And Southeast Asia is a good place to come if you like girls. Oh, maybe I can find some TET food. I want some jam. Red envelopes. That's where they put lucky money in red envelopes, you know, and give away lucky money. All the kids, if they can at least say that, they can say lucky money. Give me lucky money. Some more TET decorations. Yeah, anyways, I guess I better end this video. It's probably getting long, and I don't even know how it's going to turn out. And no point for making my videos. It's just my vlog, and I'm bored, and I live here. I don't have too many people to talk to, and I just want to get out of the house. So hopefully you found something entertaining about my video, and like, share, and subscribe if you want. And I'll try to find something interesting to show you. Like, here's the church. I like the churches. I'm a Christian. There's more things to show you. I've showed you the church before. I'm going to get out and go somewhere. I'm going to go somewhere during TET. I'm going to have to get petrol first, though. I'm almost out. Anyways, thanks for watching my video, and I hope wherever you are that you have a very wonderful day.